And to me, this was the best one. Was Bayley's victory? It just felt good, you know. After it's such a quality match and the story behind it, and it just, like I said, it just felt good. Like, it made you feel good to be a wrestling fan. Great job by those girls.
Which is a complete opposite of what happened on Raw.
Do tell.
And SummerSlam.
SummerSlam to a lesser extent. The problem with this Divas Revolution now is I don't think anybody really wanted to see these things break up into teams to begin with. That was just kind of like, why are you doing this? But okay, we'll go along with it. But we're getting to the point now where you can't take a bunch of girls from NXT, drop them in the main roster, and then put most of them on the same team so they don't actually compete with one another. They wrestle the same flock of girls that are subpar wrestlers.
The ones that we didn't want to see anymore.
Right. And then, it's one thing to have a 20-minute competitive match between, let's say, Sasha Banks and Bayley, but you can't have a 20-minute match with 17 minutes of rest holds with, Paige on one end and Nikki Bella on the other. The crowd's going to crap all over it, and that's exactly what they did. And while I am not an advocate of the crowd going into business for itself, that was, they asked for that. They like to make us sit there for 20 minutes after.
They didn't deserve that.
I think they did.
Like, listen, the match wasn't great, and I understand everything that you're saying.
About Raw or SummerSlam?
Is you correct?
Because SummerSlam
but SummerSlam, they didn't get, the crowd just kind of got quiet and bored. But I mean, we at least had Sasha Banks on one of the other teams so that she could wrestle against Becky Lynch or Paige or one of them. But they got taken out of the equation, and then it became the Bella team versus PCB. But when you take any picture Lesnar and Undertaker. If it was 17 minutes of rest holds and 3 minutes of action, crowd would have booed the same exact way.
And that's the point I was going to make. Sean, you're about to go in to say that they didn't deserve it, and a lot of the girls are tweeting on Twitter like, oh, you wanted this revolution, now you want to disrespect it, or it's sexist or whatever, how we crapped on the girls. The thing is, what do they do for a boring Sheamus and Randy Orton match on Raw? The very same thing.
Right. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. It's
not chant the very same thing. So you want equality, you want the same thing, then if your match is going to be boring, you're going to get the same stuff, and don't say, oh, well, you're being sexist and you're booing the girls. No, they're booing a bad match. That's it.